Chapter 5. A New Friend. Sarah got onto Honey with a nervous wince on her face, but to her surprise Honey didn't resist. Did Honey really like Sarah more than Claire? How strange of her to open up to someone so easily. Maybe Honey was just as scared as Sarah was. Lily didn't have her horse close by, so she followed Sally on foot. Sally stopped in front of the gate, looking up at a large white horse. It was like Sarah's horse, but instead of a black Friesian, it seemed to be a very rare pure white one. Sally looked up at the horse, and Lily then stopped in shock seeing the comparison of Sally with her horse. Friesians are rather tall, but compared to a teenager they aren't all that large, but since Sally is so young, she's not even barely up to her horse's chest. "Whoa, you're a big one," Sally said with a giggle. Lily looked at her horse with a scoff. "Angel," she said, seemingly a bit annoyed. Clearly, Lily didn't like how Angel had been nudging against Sally's hair, trying to take a bite of her hairbow. "Sorry, Angel is clearly a little too hungry," Lily said with an annoyed tone to her voice. "Angel?" Sally said, smiling up at the horse. Lily approached Angel and slowly mounted her, causing her horse to smile, her eyes lighting up with excitement that her rider was finally back. "Hey, where's my horse anyway?" Sarah asked, hoping maybe Sally saw where she went. "I think maybe the ghost took it," Sally replied with a giggle, but Sarah didn't seem amused. "No, seriously." Sally stopped giggling and looked at Sarah a bit more seriously. "I don't think I know where it could have gone," Sally said, shrugging with guilt. Sarah nodded and brushed off her anger. Of course Sally couldn't possibly know where her beloved Mare went. "Where's yours? Unless you don't have one?" Lily asked Sally with a concerned face. "No, I don't have one. But if I did, it would have to be a smaller horsey." "That's what my mommy always said," Sally said, with such an innocent tone to her voice. Lily tried not to melt of sweetness hearing those words come out of a little girl. Lily petted Angel's neck slowly, causing Angel to make a happy-sounding noise. "All right, let's move," Sally shouted, swinging her arms outwards dramatically and swinging them back. She ran with extreme speed as if she ate a whole bag of lollipops, completely surpassing Sarah who was slightly ahead of her. She walked along the dirt path with excitement, finally free from that weird stone structure. Sarah took in a deep breath of fresh air. After being near that strange hill for so long, the air supply started to feel tight and low. It was pretty dry due to all of the dead trees and vegetation around the hill, so smelling the fresh air and hearing birds chirping above was a blessing. Sally stopped in front of a bright yellow bush, staring at it. Sarah and Lily stared at her suspiciously. "Aha! Look!" Sally moved the branches and leaves a part of the bush, revealing a Friesian horse, but not just any horse, Sarah's horse. There was no doubt about it, she had the same tack, the same twinkle in her eye, the same raindrop-shaped tuft of fur on her forehead. "I think it's your horsey, Sarah," Sally said with a big grin. "What happened to you, girl?" Sarah said with a relieved but also concerned tone. She rubbed the forehead of her horse's head sweetly and softly, smiling into her dark brown eyes. She was about to mount her, but Honey suddenly put her head next to Sarah's shoulder. Sarah paused, looking back at Honey's derpy eyes. She said with hesitation. "What's wrong?" Lily asked, looking at Sarah with confusion. "I'll keep riding Claire's horse. I don't want to risk Honey getting into the wrong hands. She doesn't let just anyone ride her," Sarah said with a smile, patting Honey's light blonde mane. "Good idea. So maybe you could ride Sarah's horse for now, Sally," Lily replied with a smile, and Sally looked up at the tall horse. Sally nervously gulped and sighed, then tried to swing her tiny legs over the horse's torso. She tried a couple of times, but watching it was like watching a baby trying to reach the top of a cabinet. "Here, let me help you," Sarah replied with a giggle, waking away from Honey. She grabbed Sally's waist and hoisted her up to her Friesian's back, and Sally happily grabbed her reins. Sally giggled and adjusted herself, smiling at the horse she powerfully mounted. "Put your feet into the stirrups," Sarah replied calmly, instructing Sally carefully. Sally looked confused, looking around at whatever a stirrup could be. "Stirrups are those little things here." Sarah pointed at the stirrups, and Sally's mouth opened wide. "Oh," Sally said with an embarrassed tone. "Hehe, I'm guessing you don't ride horses very often, huh?" Lily asked, petting her horse's neck. "Hey, no I don't." "Then I probably wouldn't suggest you riding her without a lesson," Sarah replied nervously. No. I still know how to ride a horsey, it's just I don't do it very often. I don't remember the names of the horsey tools, that's all." Sarah giggled, trying to hold in an outburst of laughter. What did I say?" Sally said with a tone of embarrassment and shock. Haha, sorry. It's just, I love how you called them horsey tools," Sarah said, trying to stop laughing. Sally giggled with slight embarrassment, then grabbed the reins of Sarah's horse tightly. "Are you sure you'll be okay?" Sarah asked nervously. She doesn't really trust a child without barely any knowledge to go riding around like a crazy person. "Of course. Don't worry about a thing," Sally said with a smile. "Now let's keep going to the town," Sally said, lightly kicking the side of Sarah's horse to signal wanting to start walking. Sarah sighed nervously, hopping onto Honey. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Next up we'll finally get to meet Sally's friend we've been hearing so much about. Make sure to check out the future and previous chapters and I will see you later. Goodbye.